Hello, everybody. This is Jackie Cox, J Cox Coaching, and I am here with my amazing friend, Phoenix Sagen, my travel forever, and super excited. Welcome to Fun Friday once again, and it is August 11th. I don't even know how that's possible. I think we were back in June, but here we are. I'm going to introduce Phoenix, and then we're going to have an awesome conversation. Phoenix is my amazing, amazing friend and travel expert, and she's my go-to for all things creativity, travel, and really being able to just embrace on her clients and all the things. So I'm going to introduce her and we're just going to have some fun here. Phoenix has been in the travel industry for over 20 years and has extensive knowledge in planning incredible and memorial vacations around the world for individuals, families, and groups. And I can highly attest to that. She found her passion and love for photography and wildlife was a perfect fit for her and specializes in wildlife tours and experiences with an emphasis on groups and individuals traveling to Africa for safaris, wildlife photography, and scuba diving. I'm so excited to learn more about that. She has traveled extensively throughout Africa, exploring the culinary scenes, unique experiences, and incredible landscapes. There is so much natural beauty and diverse cultures to explore around different regions of Africa, and she can help you get there. Phoenix is an author, speaker, and the CEO of My Travel Forever travel agency. With a bachelor's in international business and a master's in global studies, Phoenix has used her education and passion for travel to build her company. With the support of her incredible team, they are ready to help you plan an unforgettable adventure to the most diverse continents in the world. Phoenix, welcome to our session for today. I'm so happy to have you.
Thank you, Jackie. I'm so excited to be here.
Absolutely. So Phoenix and I met several years ago after I had planned a trip to Italy. And then I knew instantly that I wanted to work with her just based on her level of experience, what she offers her clients and her creativity. So I'm so excited to hear what you have going on. I know you mentioned wildlife encounter as we were chatting earlier. So talk about that a little bit.
Well, I've always had a love for animals. Yeah, there's a lot going on. And, it's interesting being an entrepreneur because things change, ebb and flow. When especially with like COVID and all the stuff, the aftermath of that. I think also just growing into yourself and into your business, there's things that you kind of decide that you like and don't like and modifications that you want to make. So yeah, I'm really excited. You and I have been friends for quite a while. We've done a lot of travel together. We've done some group trips. And all of it, we've really bonded on that creativity and love for travel, all at the same time. So I'm super excited to share with you some of the things that I'm kind of shifting over and into.
Yes.
So I'll tell you one of the things that really kind of stood out as a shift for me. And that was that I've been to Africa a number of times. I've been on safari, done all these things and kind of explored and seen the animals. And I came home from one of the very first times I was out on safari. And my husband was like, "You seem very excited about this. This is awesome." But he got to come with me this last time.
Oh, amazing.
So I got to share it with him.
Yeah.
One of the things that he said to me was, "Phoenix, I've known you for over half of my life, and I've never seen you so happy as you are when you're out here with these animals."
Oh.
And now I understand why you love it. Now, this is the man who took me on a road trip to see a hippo for my birthday. And gifts me elephant experiences to like feed the elephants and see that. So he knows that I love animals. And with COVID being a challenge and the travel industry kind of like knocked on its ear, like a lot of industries,
Right.
I decided to be like, well, what do I want? What makes my heart happy? And what can I help people share that is really kind of tied to my niche? And wildlife tours and experiences is where I feel I belong. Helping people get out there and, let's say, as an example, not just safari in Africa, because safari really means out there to see the animals. You're going out to see the animals.
Oh,
but that could be anywhere in the world. There's actually safaris in Australia and safaris in Asia. And it's just you having an animal experience. So
Wow.
not just Africa, although I love I love Africa. But I want people to know that I'm really looking to invite you to come see the polar bears with me in Canada.
Oh,
Come
so
see the
amazing.
sled dogs and the caribou with me in Finland as we look at the northern lights. Come see the penguins with me in Antarctica. Come scuba dive the Galapagos and swim with the whale sharks. Like the animal encounters and experiences. I'm really excited to start focusing on that and really building on my other passion for photography and art.
Yes. So I'm going to talk about the photography piece in a minute because I know you have some fun things to share about that. Um, Talk to me or talk to us about, you have always kind of self-proclaimed as an animal whisperer. And when did that begin for you? When did you, and I've seen it in action. I've seen it not only when we were together on trips where you can calm dogs and you can calm goats. I mean, even in Italy, like all the goats wanted to come just to you. And, but I've seen it with birds that you've posted online and things like that. How is it that you have bonded so well with these animals, and when did that start for you?
My animal whispering, as you call it, since I was a kid. Animals have
Okay.
always been a really big part of my life. Um, I go to the zoos and the apes come and they touch the windows and the animals come closer, but they have my whole life. Like my whole family is like, bring Phoenix, bring Phoenix. Stuff will happen. So yeah, it's been something that's kind of been my whole life. And I love animals. I didn't really know how to make that a part of something for me. Yeah, I
Interesting.
can go see the animals. Um, but it was really kind of hard to figure out how to make that like a tie into a
Yeah.
business when it's like travel and a love for animals. Like, okay, how do you, you go do tours, which is what basically I'm doing now. But when you're
Yeah.
first starting out and you're figuring out what it is that you like, I'm kind of an ADD person. Like I like a lot of things.
What?
I like
I don't
history.
know. That
I
doesn't
know
show.
history, art, culture, food. I'm like, I don't know if I want to just limit to the one thing. But I think now that I've kind of grown into that, there's a part of me that needs that I didn't realize before that I was depriving myself of because I wasn't
Mhm.
really following my passion. And the universe in some ways has kind of forced me these days to make some pretty tough decisions about what I'm doing and not doing.
Yes. Yes. I mean, always, right? And when you can feel that push in such a beautiful way and really then honor that, and also then help others discover some of these amazing things too. I think the path of our businesses usually start with what we're passionate about, right? And then it goes, and then we attract those people that also want to feel those experiences. I mean, I've posted myself, but I've seen multiple posts from many of your travelers of, oh my gosh, I cannot believe we just got this experience with these animals and how close we were, and everything was so calm, and they just were so present in the moment. And so I think it's really powerful that you're following that passion towards that as well. And so talk to me, the elephant. I know the elephant has a huge spot in your heart. How has that come to you so much, specifically that animal?
Um, there's a couple of things that kind of come to mind. I remember when I was really little that one of the things that I liked most about going to the zoo was the elephants. They would like come closer.
Yeah.
And anytime someone asks me like what is your spirit animal, like people over your life, people have asked that, like, what's your spirit animal? And I'm like, I'm a baby elephant. Like, not a big elephant, I'm a baby elephant. Like, I'm the one flapping the ears and chasing the birds and doing all the silly things and swinging my trunk around, just trying to figure out myself. They're cute, they're family oriented, they're community oriented, they help each other, they protect each other, they look out for each other,
Yeah.
they remember the little things. Um,
That
I
does describe you to a T.
Yeah, I remember seeing a video of like there's a lot of different safaris and properties in Africa, right? And I
Mhm.
remember before I'd ever even been to Africa that I saw this video, and there's elephants that walk through this one property, and this one elephant stopped. And this is just like a property camera, just watching and not, you know what I mean? It's just watching the stuff. So there's all these elephants walking by, and this one stops, picks up a can, an empty soda can that was on the ground, and
Oh.
put it in the trash can, and then
Oh.
kept walking. And I was like, oh my gosh, I love these animals. So it's kind of started with the elephant. The elephant was my spirit animal. And then it went from there to, I have this love for pachyderms. Like,
Yeah.
it's the elephants, the hippos, the rhinos, the manatees. Those are kind of like the pachyderm family. Um, they're special, they're unique, they're endangered, they need protection, they need a voice. And
Mhm.
there's a lot of different animal protection agencies and things out
Yeah.
there. And I just really kind of click with the elephants and the rhinos and looking after them.
Mhm.
And I would be honored to be a voice on their behalf, to be able to
That's
protect them for the future.
Yeah, that's so amazing. I mean, again, anyone watching you can see just how in tuned you are with all the animals, but specifically elephants and the pachyderms. And you can see it and they feel at ease. I can see it through your videos and things like that. And you have always this beaming smile on your face whenever you're around these animals. So you can tell you're in some form, you're part of them. So I think that's so amazing. Oh my gosh. Yay, I could talk about elephants all day. Um, so
Well, I
talk,
do want to say this
yes,
necklace,
yes,
um, I've,
elephant.
I've worn it a lot and people comment on it. So I want
Yeah.
to tell you just a little something about it really quick. It's the first elephant necklace I've ever had. My best friend Christine got it for me. And she got it from an organization that um, they rescue elephants, and they take the shackles and the chains from the rescued elephants, and they make jewelry out of it, and they sell the
Oh,
jewelry. And when you purchase the jewelry, it goes back to funding rescuing the elephants.
oh my gosh, how amazing is that? That's
So she got this for
incredible.
me as a gift, and I absolutely love it. So
Yes, that's
a lot of
amazing.
people have asked about it, so I thought I'd share.
Yeah, I'm glad that you did. I'm glad that you did. That's awesome. And so, Phoenix, along the way, I mean, so you've mentioned photography, and I have seen your photography, and you do some amazing work. And so you're so creative and you have such a beautiful eye for things. And I know you've done some additional artwork and things like that along with your photography. Talk to us about your photography and where you'd like to take that moving forward.
Well, thank you for bringing that up, because as you know, creativity is a really big part of my life. A lot
Absolutely.
of people, when it comes to like their happy place and their downtime, what do they do in their downtime? I do a lot of art. It really helps my soul be
Mhm.
able to make things
Mhm.
beautiful. So in trying to figure out, I'm at a pivotal place in my business where I'm needing to make some shifts. And so what does that look like? And when you think about the things that make you happy, animals, travel, and art, those are my like foundational three things.
Mhm.
How can I bring all of that together? And one of the things that I do is I do create like watercolors, and I do acrylic and oil. And I'm really wanting to I use my photography already as inspiration to create art
Mhm.
as it is, from note cards and postcards to other things. I actually have a tote bag over here that has some has
Journals, which I have loved your journals. I give those out as gifts.
yeah, so there's a lot of different stuff, but I really want to expand on that. And one of the things that we're going to be doing, and I'll be sharing more information about this as we go, but teaming up with some organizations like the Elephant Sanctuary, an orphanage in Kenya, and sharing some of my art on travel products like journals and tote bags and luggage and different things like that, and having
Nice.
a percentage of those proceeds go back to supporting those organizations.
Mm,
Really being able to take the artwork that I create on these adventures and be able to say, I went to the orphanage and got to adopt an elephant and see these elephants. And then I create some art pieces that I then put on products that people
Wow.
can purchase, so that it goes back to the core of tying all of those things together. The
Right.
the love of the animals, the seeing the animals, the documenting with the photography, and then being able to use that to be able to help support them. So a lot of people can't travel, or don't have the time or the means to be able to
Mhm.
do the travel, but they love being able to support the animals. And this is a way for people who, maybe can't join a particular trip, but still would like to support that organization that we're going to see and things that we're going to do, and be able to have that impact and opportunity to be able to do that as well. So it's
Oh,
back end things I've been working on for a while, and I'm super
yeah.
excited to be able to partner with organizations like Cool Effects to offset our carbon footprint, and
Yes.
Tula Tula, which is another reserve in South Africa, and
Mm.
I'm building relationships with all over the place. And I'm kind of excited. It's the first time I'm going to share it out to the world. I have been offered a photography internship in South Africa.
I was hoping you'd mention that.
So
Talk to
there,
us about that.
so how it works is there's the conservationists that go out and they document the animals. How many are in the herd or pride? It's not just the elephants, the animals in general. How many are in the herd? How many new babies? What are their names? What are their defining marks? So they get to do all of that, like the biologists and the zoologists and all that stuff. I literally get to be a tag along with my cameras, taking the photos of the animals and documenting what we're seeing
Oh,
for research.
oh my gosh. I just got whole body chills on that. I am so excited for you. That is so incredible. I mean, you have used your gifts from your photography, your art, and your talent. You are incredibly talented with all of your art. And so you're using your gifts in such a beautiful way. And I'm so excited for you to be able to share your gifts and have this opportunity. Oh my gosh, that's so amazing.
Very excited about it.
Oh,
And you guys
congratulations.
get to follow me along, because I'm going to document the journey and take you along with me.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we'll talk about contact information at the end, but just share really quick where they could follow along with you. If they're going to catch half of this, at least they know where to follow you right now.
Well, you can follow me on Facebook. My personal page is where I post most stuff, which is Phoenix Sagen. You can find me. I'm the only one, Sagen. I also have a Travelers Anonymous group. Once you go to my personal page, you can click on that and join my group for tips, tricks, hacks for travel, and all that kind of stuff. So there, and then a little bit on Instagram, which is Phoenix Sagen as well. So those are some of the places you can see information about the trips on the adventures tab of my website at mytravelforever.com.
Yes, awesome, awesome. And we'll mention that at the end of the interview as well. We're not done by any means. We're not done with Phoenix Sagen for today. I just, since she was mentioning it, I wanted to at least offer a space where you could share that. So that's amazing. So Phoenix, you've talked about things that, really light you up and what you're passionate about. Are there separate things that you do for fun for you, just for you, that you get to do in your life?
There are, yes. And I document some of it. So I am addicted to Pilates.
Yes.
It's something that I do for me. I do it every day, Monday through Friday.
Okay.
And so there's a whole health side that I think is very important, and the whole self-care. So
Sure.
self-care for me is Pilates, I do massage, I do, acupuncture, like those types of things is really
Awesome.
important. So that's the health side. But that is a passion and important to me. So I make sure to take time for that. I do love dressing up. So
Yes.
some of the fun things I like to do is I go with my friends, like I'm going to a black and blue masquerade ball this Saturday. My friend,
Fun.
so Jenny King and her husband Austin are in a band, and they're going to be playing at the roller derby black and blue masquerade ball on Saturday. So we're all going to get dressed up and go see them. So stuff like that is fun. I went to a mystery dinner and got to be dressed up like a pirate, and which is the creative side of me, right?
Yes.
Because as an entrepreneur and as a solopreneur, you can
Mhm.
relate, and a lot of people can relate. It can be a
Yeah.
lonely gig.
It can be for sure.
We're home, like this is my
Mhm.
lovely office, which is great, but it is in the basement of my house and I'm home a lot. So some of the things
Mhm.
that I value outside of the workspace are my relationships with my friends and being able to have coffee, lunch, or, happy hour with my girlfriends and that are also business partners and like
Mhm.
just building those relationships and fostering that. It's been hard the last 6 to 9 months with some of that, with everything that's kind of been going on, but some of those things are really important. Relationship building, being able to get outside of the house, do some
Right.
fun things, spending time with
Mhm.
my husband. We went to Pagosa Springs. He's one of my favorite travel buddies.
Yay, as it should be, right? I mean, that's amazing. I mean, I appreciate so much that there's, these empowering, amazing women, and you're one of them as well, that are in this travel or solo travel space, which I think is so amazing. And if you can experience that and make sure you're safe and things like that, obviously I encourage you to do that. I also think it's really valuable when you can find a great travel partner that happens to be your spouse, like someone you really enjoy being around. Jeff and I are that way as well. I really do have a desire to do some international solo travel. Having said that, I share a lot of memories with him. I was actually thinking on my way here that, Jeff and I have now been together for 22 years. That's half of my life. And for everybody that's tracking, I guess I just gave away my age. But, I mean, so he is one that I really enjoy being around and traveling with, and we travel extremely well together. And same with you and Eric. And so I think it's really beautiful that you can be in that space. And for you, you get to also, be in that space of solo travel. But you're never, I've seen it. You're never, nobody's a stranger to you ever. So I think that that's so beautiful. It's a beautiful gift that you have from being able to cultivate those relationships very early on.
Oh, thank you. I do love people. I do
Yeah.
love people.
I know you do. I
Most
know
of the time.
most of the time. Hey, I was just going to ask that actually too. I mean, I've traveled with you in very small groups and of course very large groups, and I just wanted to ask, I mean, obviously, there's friendships that you're going with and you're creating those bonds because of those travel experiences. You are also on very much. I am too when I'm traveling and partnering with you, but not as much as you, and you're on. So how do you feel like you set those boundaries when you're traveling with a group like that? And you need that space to be able to work and do the things that keep your business going, but you're also there and present. How do you find that balance?
It can be a challenge. I'm not gonna lie, because people see me out traveling and they're like, oh, she's always traveling. I want to have her life. And she's just traveling around having a good time all the time, which I am having a good time when I travel the majority of the time. What people don't see is the work that has to
Correct.
go into it. The up at 5, working till 8 or 9 so that I
Or
can go out,
later.
or later, or go out with the group. All the things I have to do before I go and do anything fun, before I post any fun pictures about the stuff that I'm doing, the stuff that has to happen on the back end. Um, Generally, I like to make sure that when I'm with a group that I have my own space, whether it be my own room or downtime, because I am on all the time.
Mhm.
And I'm there for when things come up. If phones get left on buses or AirPods get
That
left
was
in
my
the
husband.
hotel. Like, okay, got to deal with this right now. Or miscommunications with the hotel because they didn't get this or that, like stuff like that comes up all the time. So it's nice to have some downtime.
Mhm.
Um, and sometimes I have to like schedule that in. And I know that sounds crazy, especially, I am a planner and I don't like to have my whole life planned. But let me tell you, it's so much easier if I
Mhm.
do put things on my schedule and know like I have CEO hours. CEO hours are CEO hours. I also have like downtime hours. You are doing nothing within this hour.
Right.
We're
Right.
related to work. That's your downtime. So, and
Mhm.
sometimes I have to do that on group trips or opt out of
Mhm.
an activity or a something
Mhm.
and let the group kind of go where I hang back or something
Mhm.
along those lines just to give myself some downtime.
Absolutely. And I think it's so important too. And I got to witness it firsthand a couple of times. Now we've traveled together a couple of times. It was small group, 3 of us, and then 16 of us last year in Italy. And I've seen it. And I'm telling you, I mean, we had an amazing group with us last year. And I think that really helped. I also saw some of the behind the scenes things that I was able to help and step in on, and you were able to take the lead on in most cases. And I'm here to tell everyone who's listening and who will watch this recording later, Phoenix Sagen is as cool as a cucumber. And I'm telling you, like, do I feel her and understand where you were coming from on a lot of those things? 100%. And also, you, to the outward group, you always kept it calm. You kept it very real and honest and straightforward. And I loved that. And with me, I know that I'm not here to deny that my RBF shows up pretty easily. and so, but having someone like Phoenix along with me, with you along, Phoenix, you calmed me, whether my face showed it or not. You did. You did, because you have such a gift of helping people feel at ease.
Oh.
And so, I mean, it was just incredible to watch you in action. And I know that there were moments where you could have used probably a few more breaks even during that trip, but you took it with such grace, and you really just represented everything beautiful about what travel should be: patience, kindness, compassion, feeling, and offering those experiences for people. You embody that so much. And so I just wanted to at least offer that from a testimonial or not, but you know that you are my go-to.
I really want people to feel connected to the experience and to be able to be in the moment and be present.
Right.
And for it to be wonderful. And travel's been really a challenge lately.
It has been.
It used to be, people would be like, "Where's your favorite place?" I'm like, "Airports," because it means I'm going somewhere. Not anymore. Like, the airport is the last place I want to be, because the airport experience is a little bit of a challenge these days, so
it's changed. And I mean, I continue to encourage people this way too. Please just be patient, be kind. I mean, that the entire world is still short-staffed. So be patient, allow yourself more time. If you know that you're one of those that's going to get stressed out easily, add an extra hour and a half to 2 hours just to sit there and let yourself be, and grab a cocktail or whatever if you need to just chill out a little bit. But if you know you're one that's more of in that higher stress space, time is your best friend. Allow more time and be more patient. That's all we ask as we continue to travel. We're all going through the same things. Phoenix sees it a lot because you're in it and you travel so much. Remember, it's not always the highlight reels, though. Just remember that as you're working with anybody. And there's challenges all over the place that happen in our business, that happen in our lives. And guess what? From day to day, you never know exactly what someone else is going through. And I know Phoenix is going through a lot of challenges on her, systems and things like that through email. We don't need to dwell on it, but it is a real thing. And I'm sure others have experienced it as well. So, as we kind of wind down, Phoenix, I would just like for you to just share, like, how have you overcome some of these challenges, whether it be the travel industry itself because of COVID, or some of the email and things like that, the challenges. How are you overcoming these and continuing to stay calm in this?
Wow. I don't know if I'm staying calm. I had my first panic attack ever not that long ago.
Okay. And that's real, guys. I mean, that's real. This is honest and real.
Everything ebbs and flows, and, travel will always come back and it'll always be there. But the last couple of years has really been hard. And one of the things is just getting up, and I start every day as a brand new day. That's number one. And I could have had the worst day the day before, but each morning it's brand new and I get to create it from the start. So I do my best not to carry things over, which is helpful in your disposition and how you operate for the day. But there are some foundational things that have really been happening that have been a really serious challenge that have caused some massive issues that have to be addressed immediately. And it's hard to do that. Like, when the wave is moving, you can't just stop, right? So for me, like, I have travel booked out for people until 2025. That's a long time to have travel booked out for. So even if I did say, oh, I wanted to be done right now, or I, need a break, like, it's not like I can just put in my 2 weeks and walk away. So I have to, number one, I have to figure it out, because I owe that to my clients when I took on the responsibility, right?
Mm-hmm.
And one of the things that's happening, which so you mentioned it, is the email situation. So just really quickly, in case anyone else is going through something like this, there's a number of things that happened. There's a lot of spamming and phishing emails that go out. And so the government's been kind of clamping down on email servers to be able to filter those more. So if you have an older email like Yahoo, AOL, Netscape, NetZero, stuff like that, Comcast.net, things like that, then a lot of times they get lumped into spam filters now. And then I was running out of memory, even though I paid for the business suite for Yahoo. I was running out of memory and I didn't know it. So things weren't coming and things weren't going. And I didn't know who was getting what, and I didn't know it was happening. And it was happening sporadically over like 6 to 9 months or longer.
Sure.
So it's like, where am I with everything? Well, again, I can't just quit.
Right.
I've got responsibilities. So I have to figure out, okay, so what am I going to do? So I hired a CFO and we sent out a new email from a new email address and say, hey, we're moving over. And less than a third of them received it because it's the first time they ever received an email from that email. So then I had to hire a team to call people and tell them what's happening. So like, there's a lot of things I have to put in place, but I'm doing that because I have to get things situated and organized for the business. And this is a foundational thing. But one of the things that's happening is if I have to start everything from afresh, Jackie, then I get to come at it from a whole different perspective, really brand new, because I found out basically on a Wednesday night, really dove in and found out what was happening. I had my panic attack Friday morning when I realized the severity of the situation. And Monday, my computer died.
Right.
So I had to go get a brand new computer. But here was the thing. Here was my mindset. My mindset was, I get to start from afresh. I'm not migrating all the stuff over to the new computer. I am starting from afresh and building it from here out. And I think kind of how I want to like tie it together is I was talking to Eric the other day and I said, when we were younger, because we've been together for over half our lives too, right? So when we were first together in our early 20s, we made goals that we wanted for our life, our business, our house, our future, our savings. We hit those goals 10 years earlier than we thought.
Beautiful.
We haven't made new goals for what do we want the next 20 years to look like as a couple, as individuals. So we've been really thinking about, okay, so we achieved XYZ, but now what? So we're making new goals. So this whole thing happening now is really an interesting like turning point for me because I'm at the midpoint in my life in a way where it's like, what do I want this next chapter to look like? How do I want to redefine, niche down, and really focus on the things that bring me joy and help others be able to experience those things too. So even though it's the biggest challenge I've ever experienced in my life, I also see it as the biggest gift.
And this is why you are so incredible at what you do. And you're an amazing friend, human, and businesswoman. This is exactly why, because you're seeing the light. Yep, it's hard. There's no question. And we're not trying to sugarcoat that part of it. Also, you're seeing it as an opportunity. You're seeing the positive efforts. And I'm telling you, to the audience that is watching, I am one of her biggest fans, and I'm telling the audience that's watching, if you have not heard from Phoenix Sagen, it's because something went wrong on her technology. She follows up with people. She's consistent. If you haven't heard from her on email, please call her on the phone because she is so good with customer service and the customer experience and seeing the positive side of things and seeing a way through and seeing opportunities that she may not have seen had this email issue not come forward. So I'm telling you, like, I love your attitude around this. We're not here to dwell on it. We're ending on a positive note, clearly, because that's who you are. That's who I am. And I just love that you see this as a new door opening for you. So kudos to you on that. So we are going to wrap this, but before I do, I want to make sure you mentioned you've got some big things coming for travel and some experiences. I know you mentioned Kenya is full for 2024, but
yes. So I had a pre-list of people who were interested when I released the next safari. And with the pre-list that got it about 10 days before everybody else, it went live on August 1st and it sold out by August 2nd. It was
Wow.
amazing. So Kenya 2024 is full. I am working on putting together a South Africa safari experience for spring of 25. And I've already started a pre-list. If you are interested in getting the information early before it goes out to the public, I will post in the comments attached, and because we're going to be sharing this video and all that stuff, I'll post it in there so you guys can get on that pre-list if you're interested in getting the information.
Oh my gosh, that is so, so good. And I just love that you have so many amazing things coming up. We are doing a trip with Phoenix again in September of 24. We're going to go to Machu Picchu. We're a solid yes. I know I have some things to do on my end on that part, but we're a solid yes. And it's, you know, I love the chance, any chance I get to be able to travel with you, Phoenix, is just, it's a top-notch experience. And whether we're partners or whether I get to be now, you know, a patron and really enjoying it from that side, both sides of it are so amazing. And I remember once we went to Greece and a friend of one of our travel partners that was with us, he said, Jackie, I'm not sure that we can afford this. And I said, oh, we are. And you know, I want you to enjoy every experience of it, because this is why we built it, and Phoenix built the whole thing for us. So like, it's just amazing. And her experiences are 5-star, 5 diamond, whatever you want to call them. They're absolutely amazing, over the top, exceeding expectations. So Phoenix, I'm so excited for you. I'm so excited that we had this time together. I mean, we could talk for hours about all of this stuff. And so thank you so much, Phoenix, for your time. Before we head out, I will share one more thing that I have coming up too. So I have a women's retreat coming up in Breckenridge, Colorado, September 28th to October 1st. It's a chance for you to dive into who you are, where the F you are in your life, meaning in different areas of your life: fitness, finance, family, field, faith, friends, and fun. And so where the F are you? And ultimately we dive into more creativity and more creative thinking. So if that is of interest to you, go to swirlsllc.com. You'll see the retreat on the events page. So I would love to have you join. And it is only open to 10 women that are ready to dive in and fuel themselves. So again, Phoenix Sagen, thank you so much. You looked like you wanted to say one last thing.
I did. I just wanted to say that if you haven't had a chance to see Jackie in action in her coaching and creativity, you are absolutely amazing at what you do, and being able to bring out, like, so many of us get stuck in a rut, and creativity really brings the ability to be able to see creative solutions to everyday problems, that it helps soothe the soul and the heart and the mind. And you have this incredible way of being able to pull out of people that creativity and being able to reset in a way so that they find the solutions that they're looking for, like even if it's through the end of a paintbrush. Like, you are incredible at doing that. So I highly recommend her retreat coming up. If you haven't had a chance to dive in and take a look at the information, take a look at it, see if it's a good fit for you. And if you can have the ability to be able to join Jackie, then absolutely do it.
Thank you, Phoenix. I really appreciate your support on that. And with that, again, we could chat all day, but we are going to bring this to a close. So thanks everybody for watching live, and we will see you next week on Fun Friday. I always do an interview every month. If that's of interest to you, I'm actually starting to look for people October and beyond. So thank you, everybody. Have a great day and keep everything going in your creative juices.
Hey guys.